morning. Here at the truck, let's see how much oil she leaked. Oh gosh. Damn, bro. I really got to get that plug in, don't I? She is not a happy girl. Let's get her pre-tripped. I got a round trip power only load today. Pretty excited about it. So this is kind of more of my standard stuff. I made a relationship with this broker and he's got a good amount of freight. Typically, it's been a little dry as of recently, but anything I can get these days, I'm glad for, because it's, like I said, it's round trip, and today it's out of my hometown in Evansville. So it's just kind of easy to rip it out, and if he's got a couple of them every so often, you know, can make for a good week if I can get multiple of them. But if it's just today, that's fine. It's gonna be 500 miles, and then I've got a possibility of a load for Wednesday, picking up tomorrow, delivering Wednesday. It's another one of those aluminum ones, so we'll see. I don't really know, but we will see. Hey, look at this. Jeez. But also oil, whenever it's on the ground, it looks a lot worse. Actually, no, this was a different day I parked. It dripped from there. That was like last weekend, and it dripped over to there. So yeah, that's just like that, and that's probably half a quart. It looks a lot worse than it is. But today, also, it's dirty in here. Had some different things going on, but got a few goodies. Some of which, bam! Look at that, and that's gonna go right here. The reason I put it right there is because it's visible enough, but if someone's like road raging me, I can like roll the window down and then they can't see it. So that's going to be the game plan for that. Or you know, I joke that it's if I'm driving like a you know, a butt head, but I mean, I don't really drive like a butt head, so not a problem. But yep. So we disconnected from my trailer. You can't see it out there. Disconnected. And now we're letting this thing warm up. I always get 100 degrees in the oil. It just drives better. If I do it before then, it's like, and it doesn't act like it wants to do anything. So I just let it warm up, wake up till 100 degrees. I've got a check engine light on right now for a crankcase ventilation filter. I'm probably gonna just kind of run it for now. I don't know what I need to do, because it's kind of bad for that system to be out, but I don't know. It can make it have too much crankcase pressure, and that's bad. So I may disconnect just the tube, the outlet or the inlet tube going to it, and just let it vent to the ground. It's just going to put oil and fumes down under the ground. I'll smell it a little more, but I just can't have the crankcase being too high of pressure. But I also, that module's like $700, you know, so I don't know. I just got done putting all this money into it. I don't really want to spend $700 more just to not have a check engine light, but I don't want to blow some seals out too from too high a pressure. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll check it probably when I get to there to pick up the trailer. It's just like 5 minutes away. You put some fuel on, but I don't know. The fuel here is really expensive, so it's like $4.11 maybe, whereas down the road a little bit it's $3.80 or $3.88, just like 100 miles away. That may be what I do, because as convenient as it would be to get fuel right now while I'm bobtail, because the fuel station's in between, just like a mile away, and the other place is 2 miles away. I don't know if I want to spend that much, you know, 20 cents on, I could in theory put 200 gallons in right now, like that would add up. But I probably won't, because fuel just kind of came up. I'm hoping it comes down. I'll probably only put 100 gallons on just to kind of get me out and back, because I don't know. I feel like it's going to come down from 411. We'll see. It's election year. All right, just got fuel. She was thirsty. All right, look at this first purchase, 252 gallons and $977. That really wasn't that much off, but it was still a good price. It's $3.88 a gallon, whereas at the you can't see the sign, it's right there sideways, but yeah, it was like $3.95, so maybe 15 cents off or something. And then I had to top her off with 9.5 more gallons for a total of 251.5 gallons. No, hold on. 261.5. That's kind of a lot of fuel. Kind of a lot. And that'll end up having charged us $1,000. Let me see if I can do math in my head. $1,013. $1,014. So I'm gonna put that in my app. And let's see. I'll use my mileage here. Let's see, that one. Going to fuel, odometer, 698.94. I do this for every fill up. I've done it for every fill up since I bought it. How many gallons was it? How many did I say? 200 and I should probably use a calculator so I don't get it wrong, but it's half a gallon short of 10, so 261.5. Kind of rough numbers. Total cost was $1,014, something like that. Again, 977, 33. It's 10, 110, 1. Yeah, I just called it 1,014. And on this app, the Fuel Gauges app, you can go to the per gallon after you type in the total cost and total gallons, and you just hit the backspace, it autofills. So I got it for 387.7, and it should show your miles per gallon. Oh, wow, 7.66. That is not bad. You look how many miles I did. 2,004 gallons. Oh my gosh, miles. 2,004 miles. Isn't that pretty crazy? Going 2,000 miles on a single tank since filling up. And a lot of this was pretty close to gross weight, but some of it was also empty or light. So is what it is, 7.66. And then afterwards I go into my, you probably will not be able to see it very easily. I go into my dashboard, I go into time and distance. Oops, you go down to, and the second one I use, if you can see, it's the mileage, so 2,004 miles, and I reset that every time I fuel. The first one I use here for my total weekly miles. So I've done 81 miles this week. Go up to fuel data, it shows that. So mine always reads 0.2 to 0.3 low, like you saw on here. I got 7.6 miles to the gallon, but on here it shows 7.3. So it's always a little low, but I'll go ahead and hold it, and then it resets that too. So once I get started up here again, it's gonna start tracking the mileage and everything like that. So I do this for a few reasons. One, just to see how many miles per gallon I get, but also at the end of the quarter, you have to report how many gallons you bought and how many miles you did and everything like that. And this makes it a lot easier. You can see here, I've tracked 110,000 miles straight. All of these. I like seeing 8s. 7s are okay if they're high 7s, but see, this stretch here was really good. I even hit 9. That day I took it real easy. It was just a single day trip, 648 miles. So I filled up the night before, and then I filled up that day. I don't remember why I did that. Maybe it was just to see how good I could get. So I can get 9 if I go slow and all that stuff. But see here, for a while, it was almost consistently 8s, and this was probably last winter. Yep, almost a year ago. Exactly, right here. So it's just in the cold, it gets a little lower. That was a rough one, January, 6.88. And yeah, so once I started getting the groove of the 8s and more fuel upgrades and stuff like that. So yeah, this 6.74 was after the shop had it and was probably, they were idling it a lot. And so I didn't really care about that as much. But yeah, so that means I've done 2,000 miles since getting it out of the shop. It's had a few things pop back up, but that's just how trucks are. Like you see this check engine light. That's not something the shop did. That's something I did. It's for the crankcase ventilation, like I said earlier. So yeah, just hoping for the best. I'm gonna throw it back on the time lapse and get on up to Lebanon, Ohio. just gonna be backing in here. Shouldn't be too bad. It's pretty open. Use your space. I was already set up to be blindsiding in, but I just did a turnaround because there's really no reason almost ever that you should have to blindside unless you're in a really long hooded truck, but in that case you're doing it to yourself anyway. Oh man. Watch your nose. I'm probably not gonna slide my tandems because it's not my trailer, and I'm just afraid sometimes with other people's trailers, like if I don't know that the tandems slide well, I'd rather not find out that they don't, you know what I mean? Alright, I'll be close, but I'm not nearly straight enough. Yeah, trailers ain't good, but let me straighten my truck out. I hate seeing that check engine light. Hate seeing it. Alright. Okay. Just shut her down. And yeah, I should have earlier. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about getting some Subway. One thing I want to start doing is doing some shorts on my Subway reviews at these truck stops, because I really only eat Subway if I'm on the road, or like eggs or something if I didn't bring my own food. So I used to have the vision of doing like Subway reviews at each place so that I'd know just for myself, but maybe people will watch it too. Who knows? Probably not. So there's one Subway on the way home I want to hit, but I do have beef jerky in here for now, so that's probably what I'll do. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm gonna work on some stuff on the truck. We'll probably show you too. All right, so I'm all empty. I did have I think a bolt or a nut or two loose on the inside of here. I want to get my hands all dirty. I have my gloves on, but basically it was leaking some oil, so I tightened those down a little bit and I cleaned it out some with some contact cleaner, so that's why there's a little bit of oil right there. And then over on the side over here, I don't know if you saw in any videos, but I was missing a wheel cover, so they sent me a new piece of hardware and I had to tighten it down. Hardware's new, cover's old obviously, so put that on. These were like $220 on eBay, and they claim to make a 1% improvement. I don't really know. I'm not a scientist. The wind tunnel testing has shown that that's true. And I am good at enough math to know that I've made my money back on those if they've saved me a 1% of my fuel usage. So, I mean, I showed you my fuel mileage numbers. There's no way that, you know, I've done probably one, you know, I did the air filter. It was like a $400 air filter, but 1% gain. They said 1 to 2%. The Centromatics gives you 1% or 2%. Wheel covers gives you 1% or 2%. You know, I moved my trailer closer. So I was supposed to give you 1%, you know. So there's no way I'd be getting up in the 8s consistently if all this wasn't working. I'd be getting in the 7s. So I think it's worth something, but yeah. Good thing about this load is they want their trailer back, so I'm just gonna drive it back to them empty. But there's a lot of duty cycles out here that are like that. You know, you go out loaded, come back empty. So I'm about to just deadhead 245 miles and enjoy every bit of the fuel savings. So yeah, I got a load for tomorrow pickup. It's going to Tanner, Alabama again. It's that aluminum that I've been working with, that same broker. His name's David. Yeah, he's been treating me right. It's pays decent, but usually I have a reload coming back, and I got one, but then they canceled. So
that's rough. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been kind of keeping my eyes peeled on the boards and stuff, and we'll see. Usually it's been that Nashville back to Henderson load, but it hasn't, it hasn't been as many. And then the one I did get, they canceled kind of right away. So hopefully that doesn't mean that the shipper's closed or the receiver's closed, because then there'll be no loads coming in. We'll see. I may have to just deadhead back, which not ideal, but we'll see. That's trucking. See you in the time lapse. Didn't record much. I just dropped the trailer back at that yard and went and dropped my truck at mine and got in my pickup, headed back. I'm just ready to be home. It's a stoplight, but anyway, don't want to film while I'm driving, so hope you enjoyed today. Nothing fancy. I just really like these. Like I've said, it's kind of what I used to do a lot. Probably don't do it as much anymore because they're slower. I don't know, all freight's slow right now, so anyway, hoping to be more like that because it's easy and it's clear cut, and I got over 9 miles per gallon today on this trip. So I need to fill up to find the exact, because my dash always reads low, but it's pretty good. So yeah, stay tuned for the next one.